Good evening, everyone. Welcome to some full throttle Cup Series racing. Looks like qualifying has just ended. We do not have anyone gridded up here, but we do welcome you to the beautiful Pocono Raceway for the trickle. Oh my goodness, the name's so. I say the name's so tricky. It's messing me up. The tricky triangle. And what was the number again, Chris? The 200. Excuse me. As we are getting ready to go here at the beautiful Pocono Raceway, this is going to be a fun race here. 80 laps around this beautiful track as we just saw the Cup Series race here this past weekend. And we'll see the full throttle Cup Series guys take to the track here tonight. Is this should be a very interesting race. We'll get through your they are gridded up there, Chris. It's just they're not out of pit road. I forget you qualify on pit road at Pocono, so it's showing them as black. As we'll go ahead and hop on board here with your race leader, pole sitter Josh Susie, who had a little bit of trouble last week at Chicago. He's looking to bounce back after leading and then wrecking himself out in turn 2. He'll come in this race in that P1 spot. Kidenbaum Jr. going to roll off here in that P2 position. Kyler McCarthy rolling off third here tonight with Kevin Click in fourth. Then we'll see Jason Hand in fifth. Lucas Noges in sixth with Jaden Bingaman in seventh. We'll see David Smill Jr. rolling off here in that beautiful looking Domino's number 27 machine in P8 here tonight. Kip Easley going to be rolling off here P9. As I think Chris said, his trading paints might not be working right now. So if you aren't seeing the liveries that we are describing, do apologize about that. He'll get it straightened out right quick as we'll see Jimmy Barr rolling off P10 here. Dylan Hastings P11 with William Brown P12. Jeremy Zarfos 13th with Chris Lynn 14th. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to go too fast here and start skipping for you, Chris. Then we see Ryan Broderick rolling off 15th. George Wood 16th. That's a new name, right, Chris? Have we seen George Wood this season? He's been in here, right? Yeah, as I say, that name sounds familiar. I just don't think he's been in a couple races here. As we'll see Patrick Ginter rolling off 17th. Shane Weldon 18th. Chad Engel 19th. Robbie Bites 20th. And, per usual, rolling off into the line. And looks like a new race car this week. I don't think Chris's skins are updated, so I mean, it's a beautiful looking race car. When we do get the chance to see that 53 machine up Bill Hells, maybe the same car. Just maybe haven't seen it from that hood view. But as they roll down into turn 3 here, we'll see how these drivers are going to fire off here. We know at Pocono, when you hit that first initial start, cars are going to be going 6, 7, possibly wide here. We'll see how they get off, though. I think we might just see about 3, 4 wide here. I say 6, 7 wide. I don't know why I said it like that. I just got very over dramatic. I think I'm hyping it up too much.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the paints fixed by the time they get into turn 4.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, turn 4. As if you're in the Thunderdome, you know that joke. Green flag is out, though. Josh Susie, Kidenbaum Jr. That's going to be a side-by-side start here, Chris. It looks like everybody got off fairly the same as well. No, 2, 3 wide. We got a George Wood down there towards the bottom of the track.
Yeah, you're going to see a couple of paints start popping in and changing here in a second. I do notice that
And Kidenbaum Jr.'s hanging it out there on that first lap.
My trading paints is starting to update, as I do see that Domino's car now.
Goodness gracious, dude. You know how sketchy it is, Chris, driving off into Pocono here in turn 1.
Especially in these cars.
Oh
yeah,
my
especially
gosh,
in these
so
cars.
Sketchy, man. It is so sketchy. As we'll drive it here into the tunnel turn, modeled after Indianapolis. Man, I love Pocono here, Chris. This is one of my favorite tracks. Probably to drive just anywhere. I think this is probably one of my favorite tracks of all time. Just awesome racetrack. Every turn is different. You can't set the car up for one turn. You kind of pretty much try to set it up for one turn and try to be fast everywhere else. And, you know, just mid, I guess you could say, everywhere else. But so far going through the field, it looks like we've had a couple fallers. Jason Hand, Jaden Bingaman, Kip Easley. But other than that, just a couple gainers. David Smill, Jimmy Barr, Dylan Hastings all up 2 positions. But single file so far. But up here, we still got Kidenbaum Jr. trying to roll that outside quarter panel, that 81. Maybe slow him down. But right now, Josh is going to drive it right up to the wall as they drive down the Long Pine back straightaway, Chris. So far here at lap 2, no super amount of drama. We'll see how they settle it out here going into the tunnel turn.
Yeah, this is always my favorite turn, to see how drivers react to the tunnel turn. You know, it's one of those things that unless you've raced here at Pocono, you really don't understand the tunnel turn. It is like a weird bump that will unsettle the car that just, you can't explain it. It's one of those things that you kind of have to drive it and feel it, really. It will really upset the rear end, and the next thing you know, you're looking at the inside wall and somebody's spinning you around because they're pushing you through it. So, you know, it's one of those things that I loved watching, drivers take the tunnel turn as Josh Susi set the fastest lap of the session right there, 54.39. As you're seeing Ken Baum take a low line there all the way down to that yellow line. See if he can come out of the corner a little faster. We know Susi has been taking that mid low line as that's normally the preferred line. You don't want to go all the way down there to that yellow line early on, or excuse me, later on especially. You don't want to go all the way down there. You want to try to stay mid-course. As you see Susi, he gets bumped up all the way out there to that, I was going to say back there, a couple of drivers getting a little loose. That's what I was talking about, that tunnel turn, Josh. It gets everybody, especially when you got a couple of drivers around you, it can get really dicey through that.
Oh, I love how it fans out in turn 3 here, coming down to the front straightaway, where everybody just kind of cycles back in from these big, wide angles. I love it. This track is just an awesome track, man, as you'll see him driving down, and it looks like Nilji is going to fall back 2 positions right there. That inside lane not really working for him as out of the tunnel turn. He was pinched up there with David Smill. But go back up on board here, though, as Susi and Bomber kind of just pulling themselves away into a little bit of a gap. Colin McCarthy about 6/10 back right there with Kevin Click on his rear. So if these two guys work together here for a couple laps, they could pull out just a little bit of a gap. But I think Ken Baum Jr. in that turn 2 is terrible. Number 2 is really starting to set that number 81 of Josh Susi up.
Yeah, as you're saying,
he was coming down to
McCarthy.
Back straightaway, Chris, he was pushing. Yeah, I saw all of them were getting loose there coming to the tunnel.
Yeah, McCarthy was getting really loose, washing up to the outside wall. That's something we're going to have to watch. Like I was saying, coming out of turn 2, that can really get you messed up. A lot of drivers, Josh, we know, a league race that me and you did here in the Truck Series a couple of years ago, you ended up going to the moon in that tunnel turn.
Can't remember the dude's last name. I remember his name was Cody, though, man. And me and him tangled up. Next thing I know, I'm coming into the tunnel turn. We were going too wide out of the tunnel turn, going into turn 3. And I went up to block him up against the wall to kind of stop his momentum going into turn 3. He came down to suck up to my quarter panel. We both thought we were going to go the opposite way of each other. Next thing I know, I was over the catch fence and instantly back into pit so fast. It's like, it can happen here. You can tangle up really easily in that tunnel turn on exit, Chris. Not sure how much these generation cars, especially with this many seasons in, I haven't driven Pocono since the older iteration of these cars, so not sure how they're reacting here right now, but it looks about the same, loose. So
whoa!
I would say it looks
Jimmy Barr getting a little loose there.
Jimmy Barr. Ooh,
whoa!
Looks like he's blinking.
Yeah, it looks like he's blinking a little bit.
As we are having storms here all over the East Coast.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know South Carolina here is especially supposed to be getting hit. I know I actually saw a couple of my Alabama friends talking about, when did we get this England weather? Why is it raining all the time? And it's supposed to rain there all week next week. So, and during the week this week. So it's going to be one of those things where everybody on the East Coast is getting hit with storms.
All that tropical storm weather coming through, man. So we might see some internet blinkers here. And if we do, it's all good. As long as we don't got any problems, we should be all fine. And Danny to keep going as we say that, though. David Smill, he's looking all fine. And Danny to go to the inside here, turn 3, Kevin Click. We'll see if that turn 2's terrible 25 can hold him off. Is that 54, Chris adjacent, and a driver who hasn't had much success this season. He's got a really good run right now going here at Pocono early. Started in that 5th position, still hanging out in 6th, though. And he's running with a good crowd here, Chris. He might have found the setup to work here at Pocono tonight.
Oh, yeah, Josh, I just realized I was muted. I was going to say Jason Hand went into that corner. It looks like he was getting up to the back bumper of that 25 and going into that corner. A lot of drivers were getting, a lot of the drivers are bumper to bumper, and that's going to be interesting to see. As you see Kevin Click, looks like he was going to try to go to the inside there, but decided against it. Didn't like where he was entering into that corner, but a lot of drivers here are going to try to decide what lines they want to take. And, like I was saying, going into turn 1, you got to figure out braking zones, and being that close to the bumper, that can spell disaster later on, because braking zones start changing later on in the race. As I heard you say something earlier, Josh, is it looks like Susi and Baum are doing exactly what you said. They're kind of pulling off into a land of their own. They've got about a 1 7/10 gap between Baum and Kyler McCarthy. So that, like you were saying, that's something that that looks like they were going to do. because, you know, that's normally what we say. That 2 machine and that 81 machine, they're always battling it out for that second and first position. So see if Colin McCarthy can settle in and start catching back up. But right now it looks like, I was going to say, Jaden Bingham and Jimmy Barr back here fighting for that 7th position. As it looks like
Yeah,
you see, sorry.
Nilgy's coming to
Ooh,
the inside. Sorry there, Chris.
Jason Hand getting a little loose. See, he goes to the inside. That's going to allow Smill to get by him again. As going here into turn 1, it doesn't look like anybody has taken that high lane yet. We know a lot of people probably won't.
Come in.
I was going to say that probably won't come in here till a little later in the run. But right now, it looks like Susie and Baum, they're starting to, like you said earlier, Josh, looks like they're starting to run off and get into their own area code up here. Almost 2 seconds off.
And you got to think, Chris, only 4 sets of tires here tonight, 80 laps. You know, it's not unmanageable by any means, but it is difficult to keep the set of tires under you here at Pocono for a long run. But Ken Baum just taking that second position, holding behind Susie. He's drafting, he's saving fuel, and like I said, eventually he'll open it up, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. They're too wide going here into turn 1, Chris. Ken Baum on the inside, he's going to take the lead.
Yeah, let's see if he decided to stop waiting. Maybe he thinks that he's got that faster race car, wants to get up here in clean air and start pulling away a little bit. We'll see if maybe this upsets Susie. See if
clean pass.
Yeah, no, I'm saying let's see if this upsets Susie's momentum and you know, and see if he, you know, starts to fall back a little bit. Maybe Ken Baum has the better setup. We know those nitro setups are always on point. But you know, getting around him there in the turn, maybe he was trying to assert his dominance a little bit.
I mean, you got to realize these guys are flying into turn 3 here, 150 miles an hour on corner exit. That's fast, Chris. That is wicked fast. So the turn 3, it may not look like it's that banked, but you can carry some speed through there a lot. Really fly off that corner. As we drive down here into turn 1, we'll see if this sushi machine is able to, you said, really dodge back. And, you know, if I'd have let you finish there earlier, I thought you were going to be saying he was upset, but you were right. It could upset the momentum. Pocono is one of those tracks that when you go from leading every lap to following, sometimes it can throw that rhythm off really quick. But we know these two guys right here in that first and second position are very experienced in this league. They've shown that they're very wise behind the wheel. And I think Sushi's not going to have a problem. It like he was getting a little loose there on corner entry. I thought I was about to, you know, jinx our boy Susie there, but looks like he is going to get it controlled, unless it was just that camera view that made him like he was getting loose. But driving down here on this yellow line, coming out of turn 3, as it looks like Jason Handcrisp losing another position there back to David Smill, or he might have just been opening up to the outside, and the way that camera view looked behind him, he was just losing momentum.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he did.
Smill passed him, or if he just went to the outside, and it looked like he was battling him.
Is right now you're looking down the straightaway, everybody just single file, just trying to assess their situation, see what's going on, you know, pick and choose their spots where they want to, you know, where they want to move, where they don't want to move. That's going to be the decision here tonight. You know, that's going to be the make or break decision, tonight is going to be when you make your moves at a track like Pocono. You know, that's one of those things that, you know, not a lot of people understand when it comes to racing, you know, is you have to learn to pick and choose your moments. You know, was that a good move for Ken Baum? Should he have hung back and, you know, maybe saved a little bit of gas and let Susie, you know, who is known for his fuel saving, you know, techniques or whatever, you know, his fuel mileage, I guess you can say, you know, stand back there, let him waste his gas, you know, coast off of that draft. You know, it's one of those things that maybe you jump the gun a little bit.
Starting to get a little bit of a battle there between Kevin Click and Colin McCarthy as he's bringing David Smill into the picture as well. So these Nitro guys, while they have fast race cars, it looks like the Turn 2 Terrible guys, or at least Ken Baum and Kevin Click, they're bringing the heat tonight as well. So it's a little bit of a mix-up here as you see Jason Hand hanging on. But Kevin Click, he's going to open it up down the back straightaway. And going into the tunnel turn here, we'll see if he'll be able to stick it. Colin McCarthy still got a nose out in front of that race car. They're too wide, quarter panel, fender, a little loose. And here comes that 27 of David Smill Jr. on the outside. Going to help his Nitro teammate and try to help shut down that run. That 25 of Kevin Click as they drive it off into turn 3 here. Big drive from that 25 K1 race gear Ford Mustang as he's going right there. Ford versus Bowtie. He's going to get loose, but he's not going to collect him. Woohoo, that was close. they're going to live to see another day. And that was a hell of a battle right there, Chris.
Yeah, that was one of those battles that kind of make you pucker up there a little bit. And going into that tunnel turn, that can be a scary turn, to go too wide into. So good drive there from Smill to get around Kevin Click.
And good job by Kyler McCarthy as well, Chris. Able to hold on to it, and no hiccups from him, even though he almost got caught there by the 25 at Kevin Click getting loose, or maybe that was a 27. But either way, man, these guys are racing here. Kevin Click wants to get past him. He definitely feels like he's got a fast race car, and if he was to get in that clean air, with the way he's driving, he's got to be feeling that way right now.
Yeah, as we're just going back up here to check on Ken Baum and Josh Susie, you see they've got about a half a second gap between him and Ken Baum. But right now, we've got this battle back here going in the third, fourth, and fifth position. As you see Kyler McCarthy, David Smill, Kevin Click, that battle that we just watched. And then you got Jason Hand in sixth position, Jaden Mingaman in that seventh position, and then pretty much single file back. Lucas Nilges, Jimmy Barr, William Brown going to round out your top 10. Then you got Dylan Hastings, Kip Easley, Chris Lynn, Chad Engel, Ryan Broderick is your top 15. So a lot of drivers just trying to settle in right now, not eat up that equipment, not really get into any trouble, because we know, like I was saying earlier, Pocono turn 2, especially the turn that we're going into right now, it can jump up.
Just got big loose.
And then you see Jason Hand. As I'm talking about it, that's something that we're going to have to watch out for going here into turn 2.
Especially into this later into this run, Chris. We're already almost 20 laps into this run here within the next 5, so those tires are going to start falling off here soon.
Yeah, that's going to be something that we're going to have to watch for, is when the pit cycles are going to start happening. We're already 16 laps into this thing, and that's going to be the main focus here before too long, is going to be saving your tires. As I see the gap now starting to slowly stretch out, it's about a 6/10 gap between Ken Baum and Josh Susie, as we're just going to keep riding back here through the field, see what battles we have going on. Yeah, as you see Lucas Nilges.
That was the 12. No, the 12 and the 9 right there. They touched coming down the back straightaway.
Going into the tunnel turn. Let's see how they're going to, and they're touching now. William Brown is like, thank you very much for being there, because I would have probably went sideways.
Yeah, Jimmy Barr doesn't want to give up this position.
Yeah, you see Jimmy Barr trying to pinch that nose off. That's going to be a good defense there from that 12. Making the 9 machine really work his equipment on that inside line.
So go back up on board here with Kevin Click, 27 to David Smill, and that 24 Kyler McCarthy as well. They're having their own battle again, as it looks like Kevin Click has recuperated, and he's going to have a drive here down the back straightaway. David Smill's not going to be able to block it either.
No, looks like
he will be. Maybe he will be. The momentum wasn't as big as I thought it was.
Maybe
he might have it now. Now he has it.
I was going to say,
inside.
Maybe Kevin Click.
25's loose. He hit the 27. They didn't hit. They just tapped.
I was going to say,
still, but
coming out of turn 1, he maybe thought that that Smill was going to come down and block him, and it was one of those hesitations. Like if he would have went ahead and went outside, he would have been able to make it. But whoa, as you see David Smill getting loose coming out of turn 3. But maybe that's what Kevin Click had. Maybe he just thought that he was going to block him, and then see coming. There he goes, Kevin Click going to make a run for it into turn 1.
He's got a lot better of a chance to do it on this side of the track than he did at turn 2 with where he was set up. He is going to make the pass easily, but this crossover can come back big time here. 27,
whoa!
Big 25 a little loose. 27 is going to have to check out. That's going to kill his momentum as we go down the back straightaway here. So getting loose right there. The 27 would have definitely had the crossover set if the 25 would have drove out and up to the wall right there. But getting loose, 27 had to check out of it before, so he didn't wreck the 25. So good eyes by David Smill Jr., but man, he hates that he just lost the position right there when he knew he could have had that crossover and probably had that pass secured coming back into the tunnel turn.
Let's see right now, William Brown has moved himself up 3 positions into that 9 spot. Looks like he's got that 26 of Jaden Bingaman he's trying to work on right now. Look like going to the inside of him in turn 3. So down the front straightaway, let's see if he has a pass going here into turn 3. I'm looking on track right now. This is your closest battle for position in the top 10. So we'll see if he has it. You see Jimmy Barr going to go ahead and jump out behind him too. Maybe think that Jaden Bingaman has not as good a run. Whoa, as we see Jimmy Barr getting up into The 26 of Jaden Bingaman, so we'll see how that's going to fold out here before too long. Maybe in a turn two.
I don't think it's intentional contact. These guys are just
Oh, no.
racing super hard right now.
Yeah, that's that contact where you're just trying to make up as much ground as you can. You're like, hey, if I have to use up the other one, yeah, I'll use it up. But you don't want to use that card too much. A couple of bumps here and there is fine. But if you start really using a driver up, you're going to see somebody start getting really upset.
And Dylan Hastings, he's been kind of hanging out back there behind these two guys as they've been having to battle, between William Brown and amongst each other. And I think he just wants to get by on his own terms. He's not really trying to involve himself in this big old mess of a battle, and it looks like they might agree as well. Big driving from the 26 of Jaden Bingham. That's going to get him really far up the track. But it doesn't like it allowed him to get back on the loud pedal about the same time. Maybe just that camera angle, too. Some of these camera angles that we see on the platform, and I'm in a smaller monitor because I am watching multiple screens. So, could be just that field of view. Whoa, big smack from the 27 and the 54.
I was going to say Jason Hand got into the wall there. I didn't see Smill, but
looks like Smill's having a tough time ever since Kevin Click got by now.
Yeah, maybe trying to hold up that pace a little bit, not maybe eat up the tires just a little bit. We see a lot of these drivers getting a little loose, maybe starting to eat that right rear up a lot going into the corner. We see a lot of cars getting sideways coming out of corner exit. So maybe having to slow it up a little bit to keep those tires from bubbling up and really becoming an issue.
As Colin McCarthy now starting to come under pressure to that 25 machine. A lot of 20s right there. 24, 25, the 27. They're all doing very excellent. And it looks like Kevin Click, even though he's had a couple issues where it looks like he's been loose sometimes, hell, he still seems like he's got some tires under him. As Ken Baum, he's starting to pull out a little bit of a gap here, to Josh Susie.
Yeah,
as we'll see what Susie's got going on planned here. We know how he is, like you were saying earlier, Chris. Dude is a absolute mastermind when it comes to fuel strategy and, just planning around tire strategy. So we'll see how these Nitro guys get to go in here. We know they got some really good strategies cooked up usually, and we'll see how they go about it. I mean, I'm expecting Josh Susie definitely isn't out of this race, even though he's losing a little bit of time here on track. Definitely not enough time to count him out at all like that, but just saying, even if he falls back a second or two here, still wouldn't even count him out to not have the lead here from some pit cycle magic. As it looks like George Wood might be down pit road, or it looks like he just might be blinking, actually. Saw him go, his icon go black, and then he came back to white, so I think he might just be blinking.
Yeah, I think he's blinking a little bit. As I'm noticing a couple of drivers blinking in and out. Like I said, having a little bit of I don't know if it's iRacing or something, but I do notice there's a couple of drivers blinking out.
Oh, caution.
Caution's out. Kip Easley around.
Oh, and that fender just went flying for no reason. Did you see that too? It just go flying.
No, I didn't.
His bumper's bouncing around back there. Do you see that?
I do see the bumper bouncing around.
What is it doing? All right, look, can we get back and see this?
Yeah, as we see Kip Easley go around, going into the tunnel turn. Oh, it looks
getting loose up there. Jaden Bingaman collected him.
Oh. Oh no!
And he collected. That the 29 of Jeremy Zarfos? I think that was the 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. Can we see that from Zarfos on board if that was him? Yeah, that was him. Okay, it looked a lot worse from the other.
Yeah, that other camera angle made it look a whole lot worse.
You see what I mean?
I don't know what I saw there. But let's see. We'll go back here and just watch it from Kip Easley's point of view.
I mean, that wasn't Jeremy Zarfos. That's fine.
See the 26 of Jaden Bingaman get up into the wall there. See, Kip
Easley was already losing.
Yeah.
That's probably because he saw what was going on in front of him.
Yeah, it was the 25 of Kevin Click, actually, as you see there. Actually, no. Who is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be.
No, it's the 32.
Okay, it's Chris Lynn. Sorry about that. Looks like everybody is coming down pit road. Whoa, and he dodged Jaden Bingaman. Looks like he's actually going to save it. So everybody is coming down pit road, Chris. But a hell of a save right there from Chris Lynn.
Yes, we'll
Sorry
go
about
back.
that. Those turn two terrible guys. Some of them have very similar looking cars. I was confused there too for a second.
I was confused there as we see him come up. Whoa!
Oh, oh, did he get touched by Kip?
He did. It looks like he did get clipped by him as I see everybody down pit lane right now. Is right there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
he did.
Hopefully he doesn't have rear left wheel damage. But a hell of a save from that 32. Let's see who wins this race off pit road. Ooh, looks like Susie.
Yeah, it looks like Susie's gonna win that race off pit road.
That's what that number one pit stall can do for you,
It,
Chris.
it really can.
Even with a bad stop or like a subpar stop, you can still come out first, if not second. Great position, just from that pit stall alone. Jaden Bingaman has parked the race car, Chris.
That's unfortunate.
So they have sent it to the hauler.
Yeah, Kip easily going to try to take as much damage as he can. I see he's still sitting down pit lane. It's unfortunate there for that 8 machine. But like you said, Josh, he was also loose in the corner. So, it's one of those things it could have been that he was anticipating what was going
He
on in
got
front of
called
him.
up looking in front of him probably. He saw they were getting loose, realized, uh-oh, I'm gassing it up. And the next thing you know, it's a big old kerfuffle. Is it glitching out for you too right now?
No.
Okay, maybe that was just my end. Okay.
So we're going to back it up.
Back up on board here.
See him go up to the wall there.
I don't know. I mean, it maybe didn't look as bad as it did in front of him.
Unfortunate shot there for the Candy Man, though. Sorry, excuse me, the 3 Chi Man at this point.
Yeah.
Not really too much candy going on anymore.
They call him Kush Bush now.
Yeah, Kush Bush. Well,
I don't even know. Does he still have that sponsor? I don't know. I thought they re-signed with him at the start of the season, but heck, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to NASCAR, man. When Kyle Busch starts running bad,
he's in the 3. What do we call it? Zip Kip. I don't know. I am just talking dumb stuff.
You are indeed. As we'll we'll see what these guys get back to here. I'm wondering if Jason Hand's going to be able to recover now. He had a good run going there, was able to hold on to the pace. I'm excited to see if that 54, made any type of adjustment. I know there's not a lot of adjustments to make on these cars during pit stops, but maybe something, or, is just going to adjust what he's doing behind the steering wheel. And heck, tonight, I think I'm a Jason Hand fan, man. He's got a good run going.
As
I was about to say, oh, sorry, because I also just like seeing our drivers mix it up here. Everybody getting a chance to, run well. That's always fun to see. So good to see, these Nitro guys are looking great as usual. We also got a couple other guys that are, looking good. William Brown moved himself to the field. Chris Lynn after that save, he's got my vote for, might have got a little bit of contact there, but save of the night already. Maybe save of the week. For for some of the people out there, that was a great save. But we'll be getting the iRacing pace car off here. We'll be seeing these guys go back to green flag racing here in just 1 second, as we'll see what Josh Hughes is going to be able to do, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to do. That nitro inside lane with that Josh Susie, Kyle McCarthy. They're going to get off to a big start. David Snow. That's a nitro 3. Yeah, they got a great restart, Chris, and they're just going to box Ken Baum Jr. out, and it's going to be a nitro 1, 2, 3 off of one restart right there. What a nice restart by those guys. Got to give them a slow golf clap, because that was just excellent timing by all of them to get that down perfect. To not only get 1 or 2 of them up there, but to get all 3, that's an impressive restart from the Nitro guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a very good start there from those 3. Having that inside lane, that's really gonna help you out to be, having that team communication saying, all right, go, go, go. Is Ken Baum now going to be working the inside there of David Smill? So I saw David Smill getting a little loose coming out of corner exit. So that big jump is now under attack. We'll see how long that 27 machine is going to be able to hold off Ken Baum, because we know he can get up there and lead the race. He pretty much was leading the last half of that caution.
Yeah, I'm wondering how he's going to be able to get around these other two guys. See if Kyler and David have done
Oh,
something here with their driving style now, being able to. Oh, caution's out! You see the 68 of George Wood around. Not sure if he is the only car that was involved in that, but it does look like he might be the only car that went around there.
yeah, as I don't have a marker on track, so we'll go ahead and just back it up.
I say to the old school blockbuster rewind.
Oh, it
Oh, it
looks
looks
like
like him and Patrick Ginter.
I was gonna say him and Patrick Ginter got collected together. As I don't know.
I think Ginter just was driving up the track, not maybe expecting to be. I don't know. I think he might have thought they were
I
going to go
mean,
too wide there with his run. Just might have been a misjudgment. And if you're on single monitor, that can be hard to see.
I mean, I will
there
say,
from
like you said, from seeing it from that point of view, George Wood was riding that third lane. He was up there in that third lane. His tires are straddling it. And you see Ginter come up, just give him the bump and go around.
Yeah, I think it just might have been Ginter. Maybe thought with the line he was running, they were going to line up too wide. Or I'm not sure what kind of setup Ginter plays on. Triple wide, single monitor, VR. There's no telling. But if you're on a single monitor right there, I think it's kind of difficult to see that outside lane.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to see the car obviously in the top right. You'll see the front end of his car and everything. I don't know. I just have to be on board to understand.
Well, I mean, we can do that.
Well, then do that.
While we're under caution here, we'll ride on board here with that 6 machine of Patrick Ginter, see his point of view. See if maybe he got a little loose going in the corner. Looks like maybe just.
See, I don't think he did that intentionally.
No,
I think
no.
he was trying to go too wide there, and I just went full screen. You definitely see the car there. I just think he was thinking that they were going to go too wide right there and race it door by door off the corner, and then when they made contact, it was probably one of those oh crap moments. Like, didn't mean for that to happen.
Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those where you're like, all right, I'm gonna go up here and door draft him, and then the next thing you know, you're popping him in the fender, and you're watching him go around. And you're like, oh, that's not what I was trying to do.
Looks like Hastings, Ginter, and George Wood going to come down pit road and top up on fuel. Maybe George Wood would be on.
Might
or
be.
out of the race car.
I see him blinking a little bit. Don't know if he went ahead and parked it.
He just moved up position. He just might be blinking out.
Oh, yeah, he is blinking out.
Pit road.
There we go. Looks like 68 machine going to take a little bit of car repair. I just noticed something.
DC Chris.
Oh, unfortunate. I feel bad for that 8 machine. I just noticed something. There's somebody here that normally here every week. Fitz. Matthew Fitz is not in the session.
Do you see if it's a Pocono racer? Or do you think it's just because I don't know. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. He's been looking pretty good these last couple of weeks. He's almost getting into the top 5. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. There for a second, I just saw Susie get really close to the fender of the pace car, and I was like, is he about to just send the pace car around for a 180? And then I was like, oh my god, he can't touch him. And just for some reason, that's what I thought.
I want you to go out there and drive through the pace car. Not hit it, but drive through it.
Yeah, drive through it. It's coming to the line here. That's going to be lap 30, so we're going to have 50, I would say 50 laps.
To go at lap 31.
Yeah, 50 laps to go this next time by. If the pace lights do go off, does look like they are off, so drivers are going to be getting that tucked up, so that way we can get this thing underway again. This is one of my favorite tracks to watch. I don't know why, but it's just one of those tracks that there's so many different lines and there's so many different ways to race it. And it's just interesting to see, who's driving what line. That's one of the main things about this track that I love to watch. As coming here to lap 31, like we said, lap 50, this is going to be interesting to see how this is all about to play out. It's going to be one of those things where what driver is going to have what strategy under their belt. We saw Ken Baum really start to take off with the lead away from Josh Susie. So we're going to see if he can get around these drivers here. We see him sitting in that 4th position, so he's going to be starting on that outside lane. Going to see if Kyler McCarthy can get off to a good jump. Maybe they file back in, and that's going to open up that outside lane there and allow him to really get up there and start working. As you're going to see the pace car here take that left-hand turn. We're going to see if Susie and Smill can at least get off to a good jump. We know Colin McCarthy going to get off to a probably not so good jump. Probably going to hold that outside lane up. Looks like he's going to try to file back in single file. That's going to open up the door for Kevin Click. He's going to be on that outside. We'll see if Ken Baum jumps to that outside lane here in a minute and has anything to say.
Now within the top 6, we've got 3 and 3, Chris. 3 turn 2 terribles, 3 nitro. This could be an excellent team battle right here. And then I say that, and look at that, filing in behind them. We've got 4 turn 2 terribles guys right there in a line, going down the back straight away. Oh.
Ooh, that was a big stack up there.
Man, I know a lot of people right there in Chris Lynn's shoes would have just turned him.
Yeah, that was good.
You saw the hesitation right there.
I saw it, yeah.
He went through 3 trials and tribulations of every stage of what he could have went through right there. He thought, I'm going to wreck him. No, I'm not going to wreck him. Never mind, I'm not going to wreck him. We're going to keep going. And then it's one of those things, for 3 laps, you're thinking, man, I should have wrecked him.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, you just have to hope for the best. That's one of those moves that you're trying to make stick, but then you get a little loose, and it's going to, make everybody else get loose. And you saw a big stack up there, from Jason Hand back. So that's going to stretch that gap out just a little bit between. Woo! Yeah, as you saw Jimmy Barr getting a little loose there. That's going to let Jason Hand get around him for that 6th position.
And the turn 2 terribles guys slowly starting to fall out of that team battle we were talking about there.
Yeah, turn 2 terribles not doing too hot in turn 2. It's almost like their name's starting to come up and bite them in the rear.
Should have named themselves turn 4 terribles here tonight. They'd been great everywhere.
Is right now it looks like Susie's starting to slowly walk off. He's got his teammates currently behind him, kind of holding up that line. Is right now Kyler McCarthy could, just kind of sandbag a little bit and let his teammates get a little out in front of him, so that way they have a little bit of more fresher air. You see Ken Baum is still sitting in that 5th spot. He's fallen back 3 positions. Was your leader here early on. He's now falling back to that 5th spot. He's got to get around his teammate of Kevin Glick and then the 3 nitro drivers, McCarthy, Smill, and Susie. So he's got a battle in itself in front of him. As you see him starting to push up behind his teammate. I was wondering, it looks like he was starting to, it was one of those, should I do it, should I do it, should I do it? And then was like, nah, I'm just going to back off and file back in. But it looks like Ken Baum is trying his best to get up there. But that's opened up the door for Jason Hand. Jason Hand's starting to show his hand here tonight, showing that he deserves that podium spot. He's trying to get up here and battle with these 2 teams and say, hey, I'm here too. See a
Ooh,
lot
you
of
go back
battling.
there talking about battling, Chris.
I see a lot of names flickering back here as people are passing each other. As I'm looking on track right now, doesn't look like anybody's really doing anything. Ken Baum has fallen back just a little bit to Kevin Click. But he's not going to make the move to the inside just yet. Like I said, Ken Baum, he made that move early on to get into the lead, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to lie, it was probably just a setup move just to see if he could do it, you know, on that set of tires or something. Maybe it was just a setup move. And right now he's just biding his time. He knows that he's faster than everybody in front of him. So, you know, even Susie. So he knows that he can get up there and get that lead. It's just all about when is your timing? When is the time to do it? When is that chance to make that move? You know, you don't want to use up all your cards. If you get dealt a good hand, you know, and it looks like Ken Baum's got a good hand here tonight. If you get dealt that good hand, you know, you don't want to play all your good cards, you know, right off the rip. So we'll see Ken Baum, you know, hopefully get up here and start battling out with the lead here before too long. I know those tires are going to start falling off, and he's going to have the better machine if he saves his equipment and runs the same line that he was running earlier.
Yeah, I don't think Ken Baum's definitely out of this by any means. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of cough there. As I don't think he's out of it by any means. Just going to have to recover, and it's going to be hard to make up 5 spots in Pocono, but he can do it. He's got a fast race car, and just got to keep his composure. Get on his, get on his loud pedal, get on his horse, whatever you want to say, and really hit the road. He's got to do it. He doesn't got to do it this second, but trust me, Ken Baum Jr. definitely not out of this race. We're kind of just going through the field here. I say that, we go right back up to the leader, because look at that, Chris. They are getting so stacked up here up front. You say that, though, and there goes Ken Baum Jr. opening it up to the inside of his teammate Kevin Click. So it seems like the Turn 2 Terribles have finally seen the moment where they said, all right, Ken, it's time to release you. Let's see if we can get up here and get some positions, let you get back in this race lead. And 25 going to that outside. You saw that 2 at Ken Baum Jr. there as we got on board on his quarter panel. If you called it there quick enough, he was getting loose a little bit and wobbling, so not able to make that ground stick on that inside lane. But look at that, Chris, the 25 of Kevin Click. Big run out of the back straightaway, down the Long Pond back straightaway, into the tunnel turn. He's going to go too wide with Kyle McCarthy here. He's probably going to race this Nitro guy hard. These Nitro guys are going to want to race these Turn 2 Terrible guys hard, as it seems like it's going to be a little bit of team battle here. I'm not expecting fireworks, but I'm expecting some hard racing here, and it could turn into the fireworks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm expecting some really hard racing here here in a little bit. I know, you know, like I said, I know Ken Baum's got the machine underneath him to get up there in that lead. We saw it early on, but, you know, like we were saying, in front of him, he's got his teammate and then 2 other drivers that he's got to get around before he can get up there and really start stretching his legs. As you see Kevin Click take a move to the outside. I wonder if this is where you're starting to see that middle lane. Big run. I was going to say that middle lane's starting to really show that it's the place to be.
That middle lane is opening up, and you can see it's opening up for that 25 of Kevin Click coming down into the tunnel turn once again. We'll see if he'll be able to make it stick this time. He's out in front of that nose this time. He's going to clear him. Slide drop through the tunnel turn. Woo. And that's going to be up into 3rd position for Kevin Click, but we'll see if he can be able to lock it in here. We know going into turn 3 here, you can lose positions really easily, get crossed over, whatever it may be. It looks like so far so good. And Chris, something in that Turn 2 Terribles machine is starting to click. He's moving his way up to the field. Yeah, he's past that 24 Kyle McCarthy.
No pun intended, eh?
Oh, wait, I didn't even notice I said that, but yes. Yes. All pun intended, I guess, because I didn't even notice it.
As you're seeing right now, Colin McCarthy all over that back bumper. If you were that 25 machine, you're radioing to your teammate, hey, don't run that bottom lane anymore. As you're seeing Colin McCarthy start to get really loose on that bottom lane, but he's got the momentum too. This is a drag race down the back. Excuse me, I guess this would be the first back straightaway. I guess you could say the Long Pond straightaway. Oh, this is not a place you want to be in.
All right, Ken, don't get yourself involved in it. You got to get your teammate clear here. Y'all got to get going. That's just the thing. You don't want to see the 2 get caught up in the 25 and the 24 racing hard here, because he can easily be a victim.
Whoa.
Just like that, they made contact. Whoa. That was scary.
Yeah, especially you're in that 2 machine. You're like, oh, my goodness, guys. Why are y'all getting so racy next to me?
Jason Hand going to pull up there behind the 2. You saw that draft just suck the 54 up to the back of the 2. Kevin Click going to take that outside lane again. So I'm expecting him to get a big run here, possibly cross over this 24. With the 2 being able to push him off the corner, it's going to be a big run coming from Kevin Click here. Maybe not as big of a run as I thought it was going to be.
There he goes.
It is. Opening up to the inside. And back down to the tunnel. Turn we go again. There. That's a bump.
That was a big old shove. You see that 24 getting up there trying to say, hey, man, I don't appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's going to hit him again.
Oh, they're going to hit him again.
I don't know if the 24 drove down into him. I don't know what happened there. I would say that was the 24 going down there and giving him a shot.
Yeah, I know if you're Ken Baum, though, you're seeing this, like, let me just get past, let me just get past, let me just get past.
Again, I don't know if the 24 would want to hit him there because obviously it put him in a predicament where he's got to play catch-up here, but
this is allowing Josh Ducey and David Smill to start running away in front of him. They've now got a 1.5-second gap.
Whoa, Jason Hand! He's
Whoa.
on the apron, the 24 cut the nose off, and he's still wrecking.
He's getting
It
loose.
might not look like it, but that steering wheel was probably going 100 miles an hour both ways. Ken Baum opening up down the back straightaway. I think he might be trying to pass Kevin Click, and he is going to get side by side with him going into turn 2 here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, though, if we're coming into turn 3.
Oh,
that's what I was expecting. That 24 just gave a bump there to that 25. He's pushing him off into the corner.
I bet you the 2 is pucker factor right now so hard, man. He's thinking, look, if you're going to wreck him, please just wreck him after I get past him. Like, come on, man.
That's right now.
The 24 might be thinking, radar activated because the 2, hey, you pushed him. He's my enemy now, too. You helped him. And he almost wrecked me. So, like, come on, buddy. Heck, the 24 is pushing the 25. I wouldn't want to be getting shoved into the corner like that. But 2's going to get a big drive in out of it. But the 25 going to open it up. Here comes the 24. Oh, we're going to have another battle here going to the tunnel turn, Chris. You might want to stay focused on this. Maybe Kyle McCarthy's calling it quits here. Who knows? I think we might see another shot here at 3. Maybe he realized, all right, I'm giving him all the love taps back I need to. Who knows?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's really pressing the issue going here into the corner. Like I was saying, though, that was something that I was expecting to happen there. So it looks like Robbie Bice down pit lane. He's been down pit lane 17 minutes. Unfortunate. Did not get any markers or anything about Robbie.
I think he went down pit road under that second caution and never came back out.
Yes, I know he's been having a couple of issues that he's been dealing with, so probably just having to deal with personal stuff. We understand it, but good to at least show up, Robbie. And as usual, always appreciate you letting us come out here and do this every week. Because right now we're gonna just check out Josh Ducey. I know we haven't really looked at your leaders that much, like normal conventional races do, but they've just been kind of up here doing their own thing. David Smill, Josh Ducey, just kind of in their own zip code right now, as I said earlier. And then you see Ken Baum has now worked himself back up into that 3rd spot, but we saw Kevin Click and Kyler McCarthy having a couple of, I would say, swinging a couple of haymakers at each other. As you see Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose coming out of turn 3. But it's always weird saying turn 3. I'm having to train my brain to say turn 3. But
as many times as we've been here.
Yeah, as many times as we've been here and called races here, I always have to say turn 3. But as many times as they bumped and they shoved and they hit each other, like I said, maybe it was, or like you said, maybe it was just one of those, like, all right, we're just gonna call it quits. We've already swung enough. You rung my bell, I rung your bell. Let's just call it quits. Let's go home and shake hands, go have an ice cream, and be friends.
Oh, I'm sure either of them are not going to want to race each other at all, and they're not going to have a tolerance for each other. But like you said, I think Kyler McCarthy just might have been one of those things that he realized, okay, I took a lot of hits at him. I didn't wreck him. We're still going. My race car's not messed up. His race car's not messed up. Let's try to keep it that way for as long as we can.
As you're starting to see now, no, I was going to say.
Oh, somebody on pit road. Who is that? Is that George Wood? Oh, my goodness. Bro, did you see that back there?
We have to back up and see what just happened.
Oh, him and who is that? 98 of Shane Weldon.
It's 98 of Shane Weldon.
Oh, looks like he just got tight coming off corner exit.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
oh,
my
dude.
goodness. I'm sorry, but I just have to do this real quick. You, George, are a lucky SOB. Oh my goodness, man. That was almost a bad night.
And how far away it was when we saw it, and I still saw it. Was like that's the first thing my eyes trained to. As look at that, Chris. Ken Baum Jr. has pulled back up to the
Whoa.
rear. David Smith to the inside. As Kevin Click should come with him. No, Kevin Click not going to follow his teammate here.
Yeah, that's an interesting move from that 25. Not follow his
As we've
teammate.
got Nitro, turn two's terrible, Nitro.
Yeah, as we see Ken Baum starting to run that middle lane. Let's see if he's watched his teammate run that line. Maybe they talked about it. He just said, hey, I'm going to
Now,
fall in and pull behind you.
are we going to see some like team play here? Do you think the 27 races the 25 hard now that he got raced hard by the 24 got raced hard by him? Or do you think that we're all going to see bygones be bygones here? The 24 won't mess with the 2. The 27 won't mess with the 25. But the 24 and the 25 are like hands-on, right now. So
I'm sorry if you hear me side. I'm over here watching them just race right now. I'm over here watching this, and that's what I'm watching. I'm just over here going. I'm just over here breathing really heavy because
I don't think I can hear you sigh.
I'm watching
Your
these.
filter's picking it up, so you're good.
I'm watching these crazy races right now go on track. As you're seeing Kevin Click going to move to the inside of David Smill. He's going to go ahead and get around him into turn 1. Let's see if 27 can hold that momentum.
Oh, the 2's loose.
Ken Baum just getting a little loose.
Oh, here comes the 24. Man, these guys are stinking racing right here. This is awesome. I mean, this is second, third, fourth, and fifth position right here.
Yeah, as Josh Susi is starting to check out now. He's almost got a 2-second gap between this gap going on in front of you. As you see David Smill starting to slowly fall off. Ken Baum starting to slowly fall off. I was on Smill's camera whenever I was saying that. It looks like Smill coming down pit lane, or Ken Baum down pit lane. I'm wondering if he's expecting this.
With those restarts, not being able to get back up into that second position, having to battle behind all these cars, almost getting caught up in a bunch of accidents there between his teammate and the Nitro guy. I would say, it's probably justified to let the heart rate settle down, come down pit road, get 4 fresh Goodyears, and just get back on the racetrack, especially if this is around your allotted pit time. Might as well just pull the trigger.
Well, yeah, because we were watching that battle there go on, and we totally forgot and missed the fact that we are past halfway now. So that is something to watch here in these pit cycles. Is we're past halfway now. These drivers are going to be trying to get going. Is it right now? It looks like Ken Baum on his way out, 14.92 second pit stop. So it looks like he did take 2 tires and fuel. Josh Susi down pit lane. So I'm wondering if he sees Ken Baum hit the pit stop and he goes, all right, this is time now. He's like, we've been racing this hard enough.
Just rolled the dot, or not Susi, or Ken Baum Jr. Couldn't think of his name. Goodness gracious. Just, played that perfectly, Chris. Just timed the Nitro guy's pit stop right there. I mean, who knows? This could be what Ken Baum Jr. needs, because right now I would maybe put him in the race lead once everybody comes down pit road. It just depends on when everybody comes down pit road. I don't know. This is going to be close between him and Susi. He's already passed start finish. Susi isn't even out of pit road yet, so he should assume this position. Oh, and there comes Susi now.
So now it's going to be a race to catch up. Is Ken Baum should have a little bit of time on it. Kevin Click coming down pit lane. Jimmy Barr down pit lane as well. So Kyle McCarthy, David Smill decided to stay out. But the Turn 2 Terribles are deciding to go ahead, come down pit lane. It's Jeremy Zarfos, the only driver of the Turn 2 Terribles that has not come down pit lane. Chris Lynn did come down pit lane. So right now, Jason Hands moved himself up into that 3rd position. William Brown up into that 4th position. Lucas Nilge's in 5th. So we've got a couple of drivers that we've been seeing get up into these top 5s, top 3s, starting to move their way back up into the field. You're seeing the gap between Susi and Ken Baum right now. Kevin Click on his way out, but he's not going to be able to catch his teammate in time. be able to draft up to him and help push him. So Kyler McCarthy, David Smill both down pit lane right now. Jason Hand going to stay out, at least get him some of those points for leading the lap, as it looks like Chad Engel down pit lane. So it looks like the Nitro team going to go ahead, pull it down pit lane as well.
See William Brown, Lucas Nilge's there, haven't come down pit road. Zarfos, Broderick, and Co. just kind of hanging out there. Dylan Hastings, Bill Hells. Excited to see how this is going to sort out between Susie and Ken Baum Jr. I don't think Kyle McCarthy and them are going to come out in front of him. Obviously not, I don't think.
I don't know. Susie, excuse me.
He's already passed him.
Ken
It's
Baum.
going to be a battle between Susie and Ken Baum.
I was say Ken
right
Baum
now.
needs somebody to get in front of him. He needs somebody around him to help push him or pull him.
Oh, he'll be able to gain off of just pure, this might be a big, long 2.5 mile oval. It's definitely not a Talladega. Yeah, drafting would help mega, but you can still make pace off of just corner speed here at a track like Pocono. Especially
You're good. You're right.
Through turn 2 and turn 3, so while yes, drafting would be absolutely beautiful and would help him get up there so much quicker, I still think, given the circumstances we've seen Ken Baum in previous, I don't think he's out of this, Chris. Only a 2-second gap. That's way better than having 4 cars in front of you, I can tell you that.
Jason Hand loose is going to open up the door for William Brown. He's going to go to the inside. Go ahead and assume the lead here from that 54 machine. See if his teammate Lucas Nilge is going to follow on that inside lane. It looks like he will at least follow behind him. He's going to get into the draft. That should pull that 3 machine around that 54 machine. As you see, Lucas Nilge is going to go ahead and assume that second position. Whoa, he get up against the wall a little bit. Going to play patty cake with the wall. That 3 of Lucas Nilge's will.
It's here at lap 53. It will be William Brown, Nilge's, and Hand, your top 3. These drivers have not pitted. I want to say the top 10 haven't pitted. We've seen Susie, Bond, Click, McCarthy, Barr, Smill, Lynn, and Engel, I want to say, all down pit road. Let's see here. Yes, we've seen all of them down pit road. So from 11th to 18th, all down pit road. But from 1st to 10th, not down pit road. So your top 10, and then I would say virtually your top 20, or your 10th through 20th position. I'll come down pit road, but to break that will be Jason Hand. We'll see him give up that 3rd position, 2nd position, whichever one he was running in right there. And he'll bring it down pit road, as you'll see William Brown and Lucas Nilge's. Thinking about when they'll decide to pull that trigger, Chris, here is, the longer you start to abide your time on these older tires, the worse it can get for you in the long run. So we'll see when these guys decide to come down pit road, but right now they're just going to drive it into the tunnel turn. Lucas Nilge's always got a nice looking race car. I love his liveries.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers not on track that we're not used to, that we're normally used to calling. Only 21 drivers on the track here, 18 currently on the track as we're speaking. But Lucas Nilge's, William Brown down pit lane. Zarfos as well.
Maybe see a couple more as Hastings will stay out.
New leader, Dylan Hastings. As you're going to have William Brown, Lucas Nilge, Zarfos, and George Wood all down pit lane this time. We see Ken Baum just set the fastest lap that time by. It's a 53.84 to Susie's 53.87. So you're seeing just a little bit of time between Susie and Ken Baum start to slowly creep up. The last time I looked at it, they were at about a 2 1/10 gap. He's now got that gap down to about a 1 8/10 gap. So Susie is, Ken Baum is starting to slowly reel Susie back into it. But as we're seeing it right now, Dylan Hastings and Bill Hells are battling for that lead. You're seeing the 5 machine of Ryan Broderick going to go ahead and pull it down pit lane. So he's going to go ahead and surrender that 3rd position to that 6 of Patrick Ginter.
It'll be Dylan Hastings, Bill Hells, Patrick Ginter, and Shane Weldon will be the only drivers who have not come down pit road. So your top 4. After that, we'll have everybody back down on the same pit flag Or, well, we're not talking about pit stop cycle. I know I said pit flag. Pit stop cycle. And then we'll see your actual leaders come back into play. But like you said, Chris, 3/10 Ken Baum gained on Susie. It seems like since then it's just kind of hesitated. He's not really able to grab much more anything after that.
Yeah, right now it's sitting at about a 1 9/10 gap as I'm looking at it on the ticker right now. He's got it out to about a 1.88 between him and Ken Baum does to Susie. So he's still holding it on to about a 2-second gap, but you know, you can sit and say, oh, 2 seconds, that's not a lot, but 2 seconds on the track, that's a lot of time to make up.
I would say anything over a second and a half feels like a mega distance away.
Jimmy Barr down pit lane.
I mean, even 9/10 of a second on certain tracks feels like a mile away on a super speedway. If you're over 7/10, you're pretty much screwed. Like, it's like you better hope to goodness you can hold on, buddy.
You see Dylan Hastings diving it down there to that bottom lane. See Bill Hell's still holding on to that second position. I'm wondering if these drivers are going to start coming down pit lane here soon. I see Bill starting to slowly fall off just a little bit. Wondering how long these guys are going to stay out. It looks like they're going to at least stay out for one more. With 24 laps to go this time by, 23 laps to go this time by. This race is starting to slowly dwindle down and almost be over.
Yeah, I know, Chris. It doesn't even feel like this race has been going for that long, but we are almost already 60 laps into it. As we, not sure when we'll be expecting Hastings, Hells, and Ginter, Hastings, Hells, Ginter, and Weldon to all come down pit road and relinquish the lead and get our cycle back going here. But right now, you think if they stay out long enough, Chris, and get a caution, you know, they might be able to retain these positions with everybody coming down, or at least retain some positions. I would assume with this many laps left, if we were to get a caution, everybody's going to take 4 tires. So it's interesting strategy right now from Dylan Hastings and co. But if they were to get a caution, who knows? They could hold on to these positions, and it could be a big play. But with the field so spread out here, besides it looks like we do have a couple drivers. You know, Kevin Click and Kyle McCarthy there.
Ooh, this is an interesting combo.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
This is a very interesting combo right here. I've just noticed.
How much of a short memory I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've been back here a couple of laps running together. As Susie has now got that time, Ken Baum's now got that time down to almost a second and a half. As I say that, went back up to a 1 6 second, but he's shaved off 0.2 of a second on him. So I'm wondering if Ken Baum is just slowly biding his time, letting Susie eat his equipment up, trying to run away with the lead.
Or they are weaving on the straightaway. You see that?
Yeah, I was gonna say you see Kevin Click trying to break that draft of Kyle McCarthy, and he wasn't able to. Kyle McCarthy was still all over that back bumper. Whoa, Click getting a little loose.
Kyle McCarthy got a big drive in that time. We'll see if he opens it up into the tunnel turn here, Chris. Doesn't look like he is going. I don't know if he's got the run. As here at lap 60, it's still Dylan Hastings who is yet to come down pit road.
He's getting loose. It's gonna open up the door for Bill Hells. I was gonna say I could see him getting really slowed up there going into the corner, or coming out of the corner. Excuse me. So I'm wondering if this, like you were saying, Josh, if this was just a strategy play from that one machine. Maybe he was hoping that a caution would come out. He knows he's got a couple of them thrown earlier. Maybe he could just have another one. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for him, at least there. Bill Hell is going to assume the lead here with 20 laps to go. From all the way from the back to the front. Bill Hells is now sitting in that lead. He's going to at least lead that lap. I'm looking right now.
What lap did they pit on last?
The last lap that Bill Hells and Dylan Hastings pit on, Bill Hells was 23 and Dylan Hastings was 28.
You think they got 60 laps worth of fuel?
I don't know. I mean, the gap between
I just don't think
Patrick and Shane is 14 seconds, and the gap between Dylan right now and Susie is 24 seconds.
That's a big gap.
So that's a big gap on this track. But with old tires, you're probably going to start watching that gap slowly start dwindling down. As it looks like Kevin Click and Colin McCarthy still battling it out back here. As I saw Kevin Click go, or excuse me, dang it, Colin McCarthy go around Kevin Click, as I see Ken Baum's name right next to Kevin Click's. As I saw them two passing each other, so it looks like they are battling it out for that 6th and 7th position. It looks like Patrick entered down pit lane. So out of those top 4 that haven't come down pit lane, the 6 machine going to go ahead and decide to pull it down.
So it's now Hales, Hastings, Weldon. Those are your guys who have yet to come down pit road.
And Ken Baum has still got that gap to only a 1.5 seconds. Like he got it down to a 1.5 seconds, and that's where he's about. It's where he's stagnated at right now. That's the best he's got it at about 1.5. He just got it. Yeah, 1.5 is about the best. He just got it down to a 1.49.
And Clicker battling hard right now. It's coming down the Long Pond straightaway. They are too wide. They were too wide coming into 1 and 2. Is Kevin Click going to win the drag race so far? But getting back up on that quarter panel in second, he'll have the inside lane here. We'll be able to see if he'll make it stick through the tunnel turn. He's not going to use Kevin Click up. So you got to say, good on the mental of 24. He went out there and he beat up on him a little bit, let him know he was, not satisfied with him. But the 24 going to let it go. He's going to race him clean there and make a great pass for that 7th position. What should be, third position once everybody else pits.
Yeah, once everybody else pits, this is going to be your 3rd and 4th position. Excuse me.
I heard you try to pronounce the team. Yeah. That's what made you say the other word.
Yeah, so it just it was just dumb. Whoa, is the 25 getting a little loose there? Wondering if he's starting to eat that equipment up, trying to catch back up to that 24. Right now, as I see Bill Hell's starting to slowly pull away from that one of Dylan Hastings. He's got now about a 2/10 gap between him. As I say that, now he's starting to get it back up, reel him back in. Dylan Hastings is. Whoa, as I say that, though, really loose coming out of turn 1. So I'm still watching this battle right now between that 4th and 5th position that is currently on track. That will be your leader once Bill Hells, Dylan Hastings, and Shane Weldon come down pit lane. If they do, which they could not come down pit lane, the gap's only closed down now 2 seconds, Josh. And that was 7 laps ago I was talking about that. So it's not a lot of time for 7 laps.
Yeah, I would think I don't know. I would think they wouldn't be able to, but we've been proven wrong about that. Susie stay out for all of Martinsville?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, he did. I don't think he pitted 1 time.
As we're going to go back here and watch this battle.
He is starting to pull away from Kevin Click.
I was going to say, yeah, Colin McCarthy's starting to slowly pull away from Kevin Click. As you see Kevin Click loose twice coming out of the corner there. So that's where you're going to start seeing the tires start getting eaten up. As I'm just watching, reading the ticker as I'm trying to talk. I see Lucas Nilge's just got around David Smill going into turn 1. So Lucas Nilge's going to go ahead and assume that 9th position. But Dylan Hastings, Bill Hell's coming down pit lane. So Dylan Hastings and Shane Weldon going to be the last 2 that have not come down pit lane. Bill Hell is just going to go ahead and decide that he's like, hey, man, it ain't worth racing on these old tires anymore. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
Well, it's one of those things, Chris, when you got nothing to lose, you might as well throw the kitchen sink at it. Stay out for as long as we can and hope to God we get a caution.
Yeah, that's...
And, in my case, if I was Bill Hills, I would stay out, and then as soon as I come down pit road right there, caution flag would pop.
That's my luck.
But then again, it puts you in a predicament where you get to stay out and pick up positions. It wouldn't really hurt him, but...
Because right now I'm looking on track. There are no battles going on for position. Everybody is kind of just spread out from each other as we're just going to kind of cycle through the cameras here so you can see yourself.
Yeah, we can prove it to you.
Yeah, we can prove it to you. There is nothing going on.
They were close, man. You're lying.
There's nothing going on track. Well, I say that. There's the 35 machine, Chad Engel. He's going to be battling it out with that. with that 32 machine to Chris Lynn. Gonna be going into the tunnel turn. See if that 35 machine gonna have anything to say. No, he's not. He's just gonna.
Shane Weldon down pit road.
Yeah, so Shane Weldon coming down pit lane. We only have one driver left out there in the front. That's Dylan Hastings. 14 laps to go. Does he have it left in him? As I said that it was 3 laps ago. He's shaved 2 seconds off. So that could he could catch up to him here if he doesn't come down pit lane.
I think the one's going to come down pit road this time. It sounded like he was getting off the gas, yeah.
Yeah, so Dylan Hastings is going to go ahead, pull it down pit lane, relinquish the lead here with 14 laps to go. Susie will be your new leader this time by the the start line.
As he will not take the lead yet. Not yet. Now. Susie is back into the lead, but Chris, Kinbaum really hasn't made up much ground back there. I mean, he put 2/10 on him the last time we talked, but still got a second and virtually 4/10. 1.39, so.
Yeah, and the gap between Kinbaum and Kyler McCarthy is almost 4 and 8/10 gap. So right now, it's really just if Kinbaum can catch Susie. This is going to be, where it's go time. Or do you have the line? Are you going to be able to catch him? Do you have, like you said, do you have the kitchen sink? Have you already thrown the kitchen sink out the window? Are you going to have to go and try to find the bathroom sink or something and hope it suffices. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. But as we're saying it, Kinbaum has got that gap down now. 1 3/8. So he's slowly starting to creep back up into the picture. But like I said, this is going to be where it all comes down to, if he has the better line, if he has the better setup, is he going to be able to catch him? As I say that, he just shaved off 1/10 of a second, Josh.
I mean, it's possible. We still got 10 laps to go here, and 10 laps. Or 12 laps to go here. 11 and a half, however you want to look at it. And that's still a lot, Chris. A lot of laps right here at Pocono. So Kinbaum can definitely get it done here. And look at that. Another 10th off, Chris.
Wondered if Susie had a bad corner entry into 2 and had to get out of it. Just like you said, he's now almost got it down to 1 2/10. He is under 1 2/10. He's about where he's sitting right now. So he shaved off 2/10 in 2 laps. So if he can keep it up, he could probably catch him here with 6, 7 laps to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to play out here between Kinbaum and Susie as we see William Brown going to the inside of Kevin Click. Kevin Click caught back up to that Colin McCarthy machine. This is a battle for that final podium position, Chris, here. And William Brown looks very strong here in these final stages of the race. 25 to the 9 almost made contact there. As we'll see a big drive in there from William Brown, that 9 machine. As we're coming to the stripe here for these guys. Susie and them have already seen it, though. 10 to go this time by Chris. 10 to go. We'll see how these guys are able to manage. Don't know. Could have been a Susie error, Chris. But Kinbaum with a big driving right there. 7/10 of a second just on the entry of the corner.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if he's having to get out of it.
7/10 of a second. 7 1,000ths.
I was wondering if he's having to get out of it, though, because he lost pretty much every bit of time that he made up there. As I saw William Brown get around Kyler McCarthy. Oh, that was earlier, it was actually Kevin Click. So now William Brown's moved himself into that 3rd position, got around Kyler McCarthy. So William Brown in a strong machine right now.
You believe that, Chris? William Brown looks very good right now. Started in 11th and has just not given up all night. We saw he was fast earlier, being able to pass cars towards that, towards that 8th, 9th, 10th position, but all the way up here in 3rd. He's proven he's no slouch. And not only did he pass Colin McCarthy and Kevin Click, he passed Colin McCarthy and Kevin Click and turned on the NOS. Almost 3/10 right there up on him.
Yeah, and he's got Kyler McCarthy's got Kevin Click behind him, pushing him too. So you're starting to see that maybe William Brown has got a little bit something under the hood. He did come down 4 laps later than Kyler McCarthy and Kevin Click, 5 laps more than Kevin Click. So he's got a couple of fresher tires on his car. And it's going to show you those fresher tires are paying dividends right now.
Yeah, they definitely are no joke. And not only does he have fresher tires, because like you said, 7-lap fresher tires. I mean, yeah, they are probably starting to even out here, but even right there, they look like they were a rocket ship. Still a little bit too far to do much about it here with Ken Baum and Josh Susie. But if Susie can just hold on, Chris, stay comfortable, this could be his race win. As long as he just holds on. Still got a second gap here. No, nothing detrimental. I think he's going to hold on here for tonight.
Yeah, but I'm starting to see Ken Baum starting to turn on the jets. He's almost got it down to under a second, Josh.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Just going into turn 1, he shaved off a whole 1/10 of a second.
He could have been saving tires, Chris. I don't know.
Just think, if Ken Baum is saving tires, that is scary. With everything that he had going on behind him.
We'll have to watch this interval because we are getting close to 5 to go within the next couple laps. Yeah, if he's going to want to make that move, he's going to have to do it now, Chris.
He's got it under.
Get up there to make that move.
He's got it under a second, so this is where it's going to have to come in. Is he going to have a better entrance into turn 1?
I mean, if he can just get another 2-3 tenths up, he's going to get in that draft, and that's going to help him so much. Doesn't look like he's going to get a massive entry like he did last time and cut down. I don't know. He's almost cut down a full 10th now that I say that.
I mean, he only needs to get, like you said, about 6-7 tenths away from him, and he'll start slowly, it's like grabbing onto threads, and then you can start slowly pulling yourself up to where you're grabbing a rope. Susie, get into the wall. This is going to open up the door for Ken Baum.
I don't know. The gap's not dropping massively, so he might have got lucky right there.
Now, losing a little bit of time coming into turn 3.
Like Ken Baum was a little loose on corner exit.
Ooh, so Susie might have just gotten lucky there. We'll have to see going into turn 1. Turn 1 is where it looks like Ken Baum is the strongest. This is where he's making up all of his time. Looks like the corner exit is where he's making up all of his time as well.
I mean, he is so close, Chris, to grabbing onto that draft.
Yeah, and look at this. Susie's got lap traffic up in front of him.
Bad tunnel turn from Ken Baum. He's going to make it up big time here in a 3, it looks like. Maybe.
Ooh. From that camera angle, you can definitely see how sideways they are when they're coming out of the corner.
They did get the 5 to go signal that time by Chris.
Yeah, so let's see if Susie has anything to hold on to this lead, or if Ken Baum can grab onto the coattails here. And it looks like maybe got a little loose there, but it's not gonna affect the gap. The gap's still going to stay the same. If Susie can get up to this lap traffic. I want to say that is the night. Oh, into the wall again. Susie is into the wall again.
That one opened up a 1/10 of a second.
Slowly in that rear view, Josh, that tube machine is getting bigger for Josh Susie.
I just realized my stomach is dropped right now. Like I'm the one racing. Oh my goodness, big drive in.
And I'm
6/10 of a second. I'm sitting up in my chair.
I'm bent over. I'm bent over, elbows on my knees, watching it just because the timing is just starting to slowly dwindle down. We've only got 4 laps to go. And Ken Baum has an opportunity here. He has an opportunity. He's got it down to 6 tenths.
Good drive out of 2 here. Good drive out of 3. He hit the wall again. Good drive out of 3 is what Ken Baum needs. He could suck up and make a move here in the next 2 laps or so.
Half a second now. Half a second for Ken Baum. If he just drives his line
Good
right.
drive out. I think that was a good drive out. It looked good from where we were sitting. And he is starting to slowly reel him in now, Chris.
3 to go.
A little bit of a diamond there for Josh Susie. He should get
a little bit of a wiggle for Ken Baum.
A little bit of a better exit, yeah. I don't know that I say that. We still do have that draft to worry about, and that is going to save Susie a little bit. Going to pull that car back up to some momentum. This is where Susie's been having, Ken Baum's been having success compared to Susie on this half of the track. Coming out of turn 3 and down the front stretch, we haven't seen Ken Baum really been able to attack there.
You know, I've always said that the tunnel turn here is the make or break turn of this track. That is the turn that can screw you the worst.
Big drive-in. Looks like he got a wide exit there.
4/10, Josh. 4/10 of a second.
2 to go.
4/10 of a second.
And he is pulling in, Chris. 3/10 of a second.
He's got that draft now. He's got that draft now.
Early entry into the corner. You see, Susie's kind of dominating that corner. Driving into that middle lane. That 2 really driving to the bottom, trying to cut down that time. 2/10 of a second. They're going there trying to split. Here we go, Chris. This is where the action's going to crank up.
Yeah, you see Susie trying to break that draft, but he's not going to. Ken Baum's not going to allow him to do it.
Yeah, Ken Baum said, wherever you go, buddy, I'm going. And he's got a beautiful tunnel turn right there. Beautiful tunnel turn from Ken Baum Jr. Oh, this is what we love to see right here. After an hour and almost 30 minutes of racing, it all comes down to this, Chris. Out of turn 3, it's going to be the 81. It's going to be the 2. They're both seeing the white flag. Who will it be this next time around, Chris? The 81 trying to break the draft. And guess what? This race is official. Next flag ends it. Here comes the 2 of Ken Baum Jr. Oh, my goodness. Is he going to go to the inside? I think he needs to try to set him up down into the tunnel turn. I think he needs to try to set him up into the tunnel turn. He's going to drive it a little bit wider than he did last time. This is going to allow him to carry more corner speed. Not taking it to the yellow line. He's loose. Big exit from the 2 there. 2 wide coming down the long pond straightaway. Will it be Ken Baum Jr.? Oh, my goodness, Chris. If he just waited to the last moment to strike, this would be an absolutely excellent drive from that 2 of Ken Baum as they're going to go 2 wide through the tunnel turn. And we are 2 wide coming into the turn 3 section as it will be the 81 that closes it back off. What does Ken Baum have left for us into turn 3? Last time tonight. Who will it be?
Let's see if the 2 uses the bumper. Doesn't look like he's going to.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't got it. 81. What an excellent job, though, man. Holy shoot. Well, I almost just said what I shouldn't.
Look at that, Josh.
What a race, man.
Look at who's right behind him.
Gosh. I didn't even notice that.
Look at who was right behind him.
One more lap, and we might be talking about a different winner. I didn't even notice that.
William Brown was almost in that battle. I looked up and saw that he had a 1 second gap between him and Ken Baum. That was so crazy.
My heart is racing right now, Chris. Oh, my goodness. What an excellent drive, man. Goodness. You know, Ken Baum might not have got it done, but he's got to pat himself on the back for that one. That was a hell of an effort from that 2 machine. But the 81, man, goodness gracious, what a good defense. Way to maintain coming out of turn 3, man. That was one of those things. He definitely could have lost that race in the tunnel turn, but he held on. And the 81 is going to get it done. And he is going to get a well-deserved burnout. Going for him, Josh Susie back in the winner column once again. Excellent drive from the Nitro machine. But man, what a race right there. Excellent job from everybody here tonight. Ken Baum and William Brown as well. Our top 3 really put on a hell of a show there for us. That was awesome, man. That was an awesome race. As we have your post-race results up? We do have your post-race results up. As you see Josh Susie there in the background taking that famous Polish victory lap. I don't know who that was coming through there. As we'll see him win here tonight in an outstanding fashion against Ken Baum, no other, man. Another fantastic drive from them. Way to put on one hell of a show there for us. He's going to pick up P2 Ken Baum Jr. So excellent job to those two guys. And William Brown, Chris, up 9 positions in that 9 machine, finished third, and he was right there. 2 more laps. We could have been talking about somebody else up there in that first position. William Brown, excellent job from him here tonight to get himself back into that third position and really back up into that podium position. He's been having a couple rough weeks here this last couple weeks. So good job from him. Kyle McCarthy going to finish fourth with Kevin Click in fifth. They're going to be able to let bygones be bygones. I'm sure the Thunderdome will be popping off after that one, but man, excellent racing between those two to just keep their composure both and not really go out there and just wreck each other. They're both going to finish fourth and fifth there. Lucas Tenilge's in sixth. Bill Hells with a great run. He's all the way up into seventh here tonight. We'll see Jeremy Zarfos in eighth. Jason Hand, who was having an excellent run earlier, he's just going to fall back into that ninth position, but still a good run from that 54 here tonight. You know, whatever he got himself into to get himself back there, still a great run from him. We'll see Davis Mill Jr. I mean, unfortunate for him, he was running top 3. He's going to finish here 10th tonight. Dylan Hastings 11th, Ryan Broderick 12th, Patrick Ginter 13th with Chad Engel 14th. We'll see Chris Lynn with what his probably one of the best saves of the night. He's going to finish P15 here tonight. George Wood with probably what he wished he wore his brown racing suit. He almost had the death of the night, but able to save it and not catch those water barrels. He's going to finish 16th. We'll see Shane Weldon 17th with Jimmy Barr 18th, Robbie Bice 19th, Kip Easley 20th, and Jaden Bingaman 21st. And that is going to round out your Polish victory lap. We'll see. We have all the drivers up here. Just waiting on Susie to finish that burnout right quick, and we'll have all 3 drivers and get to these post-race interviews. Now we'll go ahead and bring in P3 and have a quick word with William Brown.
Fair enough.
Oh, sorry, William. Didn't mean to
you're
pull you
good.
up in the middle talking, buddy. But Chris and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do.
Man, oh man, William. We didn't even notice right there at the end. As soon as Chris said your name, a second back there at the end. But you were on those fresher tires than the leaders. You had an excellent run coming up there. William, if we had 2 more laps, man, I think we might be talking to you up here in the winner's circle. But excellent drive here tonight, William. Bring yourself up into that third position. Take us through tonight. And really, what made you think then that second half made the car start working there?
Yeah, man, tonight could have been the night, but not quite. But tell you what, I started out pretty far back. I didn't really qualify well at all. Not too far back. I think it was like 10th or 12th. But just kind of ran my race, and what I mean by that is I knew it was hotter than 100 degrees, so I didn't want to wear the tires out or nothing. So I just kind of ran. I didn't try to pass nobody unless it was going to be an easy one, or I knew I could just get around quick, and wasn't trying to put too much pressure on the tires. And I could tell that we had the long run speed, just by the way, after say 15 laps or so, I started to bring everybody in. And we got that caution. You know, we had what, trying to think, like 60 laps to go, 50 laps to go. A lot of people were pitting like 10 laps, 5, 10 laps before the half of the stint. I thought that was kind of odd, but it worked out for Susie and Ken there. They stayed ahead of me, and yeah, I almost got them. I almost got them, but didn't quite get it.
Hey man, it was a very well effort though. Like we were saying, Chris, shouted your name out there. Look at William Brown a second back. I was like, man, he was like 20 seconds back just a few laps ago. And next thing you know, you were right there, man. I mean, an excellent effort, William. I mean, it was one of those things like we were saying, 2 more laps. I don't even think 2 more laps. I just think you need half a lap more, or excuse me, half. My goodness, half a lap more. And man, we might be talking to you up there in that first position. But William, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get out of here, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, buddy, and we'll let you get on your way and celebrate a hell of a race here tonight.
Yeah, sure. I want to go ahead and just give a good, shout out to Ken Baum Jr. and Josh Susie. I was really hoping for some rough racing up there to get them to lose more time, but they're both, really clean racers. So you put the 2 of them together, you're not going to see that. Respectful drivers. So kudos to them for their second place and first place finish. Shout out to my boy Lucas, who's on TSUR, the only other guy to show up tonight on our team. So, we did it tonight. And shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast every single week, and it's much appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Well, we appreciate you taking time to have a word with us, William, and we'll let you get on your way here tonight and enjoy that third place finisher.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you, man. You as well. And that was William Brown. Going to go ahead and bring up Ken Baum Jr. Have a quick word with our second place finisher here tonight. before we bring in our winner and have a word with him. Ken Baum Jr., Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, Ken, just got to say, first things first, what an excellent job here from you tonight. I mean, I know it wasn't what you probably wanted there, but from up here in the booth, it was a great showing, man. You guys put on a hell of a show there, you and Susie there at the end. Coming back from what was that little bit of a 2 second gap right there in those last final, remaining laps to pretty much just putting the pace absolutely on him. Ken, do you think it's one of those things that if you just had a little bit more tire under, or maybe just something else go your way just a little bit, we could be talking to you in that first place position? Because it was a hell of a race here tonight, man, from you.
I didn't really need tire. I needed like 5 more laps, and not to catch him when I did. I did not want to be passing going into the tunnel turn, but white flag last lap. It might be my only shot, so I had to go for it. The car was good the whole race. And, I didn't think I was pushing, but maybe I was. Tires were holding on, so I'll take it.
I was going to say, man, it was definitely a great run from you guys up there. We saw a couple moments where, your teammate and you and all those Nitro guys are racing. I'm pretty sure a couple pucker factor moments here tonight from you. Definitely getting caught up in some of those moments. But, Ken, I mean, overall, just a great race, man. You put on a great show in here. Even if, it wasn't what you wanted to finish with, I got to say, it was a hell of a show. And you guys definitely made it worth right there at the end of those 80 laps if you were sticking around to watch it. So, Ken, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you want to say before you get out of here, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, buddy. We'll let you get on your way and enjoy that second place finisher tonight.
Yeah, I just like to thank the guys over at Turn 2 Terribles Racing. Brought a bad fast car to Pocono once again, and we're hoping to do the same going into another track that I really enjoy in Indianapolis. Jeremy Zerfest Photography, the Turn 2 Terribles podcast, my girlfriend, my little baby girl for all their support. And thanks to you guys for putting the show on, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, we got to thank you for putting the show on tonight, Ken. But thank you again for the kind words, buddy. We'll hopefully be seeing you up here in the booth again next week.
Yep, take care.
Thank you, man. And that was Ken Baum. Go ahead and bring in our race winner, Josh Susie. Josh Susie, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
I gotcha.
Man, oh man. What an excellent race we saw here from you tonight. We know it was one of those weekends you were probably wanting to bounce back, get that rebuttal, get that, revenge for not really, being taken out or anything last week, but kind of having the track just come and bite you in the rear end. But overall, man, tonight you didn't let that get to you. You seemed like you were on a great mental, whatever it may be, a flow state, whatever, because you were on point going. The setup looked like it was a rocket. Susie, not only take us through the race, but you got to take us through those last couple moments there and what was running through your head. Just an excellent battle with Ken Baum. And again, buddy, congratulations on picking up that race win here tonight at Pocono.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Definitely motivation for like a 2 second lapse in judgment last week, and I saw that car sitting on the inside of the straightaway before that corner entry, and that 2 seconds, or it might not even have been 2 seconds, but whatever it was, I lost my concentration and pushed wide and got a meatball. I can't believe I threw away this race with 3 to go. And so that was definitely motivation for tonight. I was just flowing with the race. I know I had a fast piece. Ken got the run out of 3 early in the race, so just let him go. I was sitting there saving fuel, trying to go to the one-stop strat if I had to, like pitting on 40 or 41, saving fuel behind him, not going full throttle and all that good happy jazz. And we had that caution, and it kind of mixed everything up. I was able to regain the lead under the pit stops, and it's pretty much full send from there, and kind of see what the competition was going to do pit wise if we didn't have any yellows. It almost bit us, going that early. I definitely reacted to Ken, and then here comes William with like 6 lap fresher tires, and who saw that working as well as it did? It's a little exaggerated because we got the race on the last lap, but he was definitely still closing in. And I want to give a big shout out to Ken because he raced me really clean, and we were aggressive with each other, but we never touched. And it's always a lot of fun racing with Ken. And I know both of us were just giving it 105%, especially those last like 20 laps. Me trying to maintain the lead and not let him get in the draft, and Ken trying to get close enough to start getting that pull. And that was a wild last corner, or last lap, I should say, turn 2. Who says you can't go through there too wide?
I was about to say, man, you guys were all putting it through there too wide tonight, but it seemed like there at the end, Josh, it was just one of those things, man. Either one of you guys were gonna have that shot, but you were able to hold on, use what you've been doing best this season, and just maintaining the lead, like you said, and keeping a good head on you. Obviously the mental lapse last week was nothing but just a thing of the past now with a beautiful performance at Pocono. But Josh, I got to say, you guys put on an excellent show there at the end. And man, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get out of here, we'll let you get on your way and enjoy the rest of this night.
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, nitro setups. You see it week in and week out, the strength they bring. I usually give it my own little twist in practice before the race starts, depending on what we have for weather conditions and whatnot. So that's about 98% nitro and 2% Susie. So that's about the layout every week. But regardless, it's a bad fast piece. I can't thank them enough for allowing me to drive for them and hooking us up with awesome setups week in and week out. Shout out to Kyler rebounding back to fourth. Smeal ran into a little trouble, got 10th, and I think Chad ended up 14th or so. But overall, pretty good night. Big shout out to most of the field there. We only had the one yellow. That was good to see. And, we always love green flag racing, green flag pit stops. It always makes it really interesting. So if there's one thing I can say about this league for the most part, there's a lot of green flag running. And you can't ask for more than that. So, good job, everyone, tonight. Thank you all for the broadcast. I'm sure you were loving everything that was going on, all the different strat plays. Can't wait to go back and watch it. And heck, where are we? Indy next week. We'll see how that plays out. But I know I'll have a good piece. We'll just see if I can't not mess it up.
Well, hey, that seems like what it's going to have to come down to, man. These nitro cars seem to be fast week in and week out. But again, Josh, thank you for taking your time out of the night for come have a word with us, buddy. Congratulations on an awesome win here tonight, and like you said, hopefully we'll be having a word with you here at Indianapolis here soon. And again, congratulations and enjoy the rest of your week, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. And that was Josh Susie, your race winner. Chris, take us through your final thoughts here, man, before we let these full throttle fans go, because that was an awesome finish to the night.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about this track is like you even heard Susie say it, the different strats. He wanted to hear how we reacted to the different strats. Well, trust me, I was definitely reacting to the different strats. I was a little confused on what was going on, and that's what I love. Like if you've got me confused, then it's a good strat because I'm like, whoa, wait, what is going on here? Because it's complete opposite of how I would do it, and that's how I like it. But it's gonna be very interesting going into next week. This is one of those tracks that you kind of have to be on racer's edge. And Indianapolis is also one of those. You think about it, you're like, oh, it's a big wide open track. But those corners, there's no banking on them at all. They're pretty much flat. So going into those corners is kind of crazy, and that's what I'm waiting to see how these green flag stints work on Indianapolis. So can't wait for that. But just big shout out to Robbie. Thank him. Thank you for letting us do this. Keep doing this. I say it every week. I look forward to my Wednesday nights because I get to sit down and watch some awesome racing and have fun doing it. So, big shout out to Robbie, everybody that puts this on Fitz, anybody in the league. If you, show up, watch it on YouTube, I appreciate you because you let me do what I love to do. So, big shout out to everybody. Can't wait to see everybody at Indy next week.
It will be a great race at Indy next week, but it's been an awesome race here tonight at Pocono. Again, full throttle faithful. Thank you for hanging out with me and Chris up here in the booth. It makes it it makes it even more special when you get awesome finishes like that. You get to really cap off the racing night with just a great, great race at the finish. But hey, we're not going to be done. We still got Indianapolis next week. We're excited to see you full throttle fans there. We are on the oval, right? We'll be on the oval, yeah. So excited to see that, man. I love the oval. So hey, we'll be seeing you guys next Wednesday at Indy. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the night here at Pocono. I know you did. Excellent show. But this has been Chris and Josh up here in the booth with the Full Throttle Cup team saying thank you, good night, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be seeing you in Indianapolis next Wednesday.